welcome back to another video, and this is going to be my new series, When the White Coat Comes Off. So if you clicked on the video, you want to know about some of the juicy stories I have from working as a PT and a PT student. So let's hop right in. So just the background, if you don't already know, I work as a travel PT, so I have some different clinics that I go to, definitely a lot of different encounters. But I'm just gonna kind of bounce around with different stories as I kind of remember them from me being a student and me working now. First story that I'll tell is I was working in the hospital as a student, and I went into the patient's room. And this is how you know that bedside manner really matters more than your skill. I walked in and I was like, hey, how are you doing? I'm coming to look at your right knee. How's it feeling? And I just had that moment of just like embarrassment because the patient's family and they're like, it's her left hip. It was something like that. I was just like, yeah, I just want to make sure everything is working right. Like you want to make sure all the everything's connected. Everything's connected in the body. So you just want to check on everything. And a lot of times if I do that with a patient where I'm just kind of like right arm, left arm, they're like, oh, you're the best therapist ever. Like, you're really great. Like, you're going to be a great therapist. This was when I was a student. And it would really just come down to like how I interact with them. But that's just a little motivation if you're still in school. Here's another one from the good old hospital setting. So I was going into a patient's room to do their PT eval, and the hospital was pretty good at messing up stuff a lot of the times too. Like, I had patients where I was treating their like right foot, but then the op report in the system was for the left foot, and I'm just kind of like, what's going on? But my favorite of that miscommunication was when I walked in to do a eval for a patient, and I was like, hey, I'm here to do your therapy, your eval, like let's hop out of bed and let me see you walk, let me get a walker. Pull back the covers, he was a double amputee. That was embarrassing, yeah. But it was all good. He was really cool about it, and it was just kind of a funny side note of just my hospital rotation and the miscommunication that happens there. So a few of my stories since I've been working. I was at my first clinic since I've been working full time. And I was doing an eval for somebody with dizziness. So I was doing their Dix Hall pipe and everything. I'm like in there, head back, moving, turning, all of this good stuff. And her wig fell off. And it wasn't, I couldn't laugh in the moment, but I was just like in my head, I'm like, this is why I like trying to promote other people of color in the field, because I'm like, everybody don't know how to handle that type of thing. And I just kind of slid it back on for her. I was like, you need a bobby pin? Like, we good? But the fact that happened, I was just like, yeah, this is funny. At my last location I was at, I had this patient that passed out. She passed out on me. She was floored. And we didn't even make it back to the treatment area yet. So I had been treating her for a little bit, and she was coming in for a follow-up treatment, like maybe visit 4 or 5 or something. And she was getting checked in and went to go have a seat and made 3 steps and boom, 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 just on the floor, laid out. I was just like, oh crap. This is when I didn't have a clinic director. I only had one of the therapists there with me, and I was just kind of like, this is my patient, what do I do? But that was an interesting scenario too. I think she just got lightheaded or something, but I went into like doctor mode, grabbed my stethoscope, let me take your blood pressure, let me make sure you're good. And yeah, so that happened. Wasn't as one of my funny ones, but it was one for the books. Definitely going on my resume for first response. So that's pretty much my first episode of this series here. I definitely have a few more that I have in the vault, and definitely getting more as the days go on, especially at the clinic that I'm at right now. It's been some very interesting encounters. I will leave it at that for today, and stay tuned for the next upload of this series where I talk about some really comical encounters from my clinic that I'm at now. And I'll throw in some not so comical, but definitely good to know and motivation if you're still in school. But that's everything. Thanks for watching.